everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make an edible bubblegum slime. If you've seen my other video, bubblegum slime, which is made with borax, so many people have asked if they can eat it, and do not eat that stuff. So here I'm going to show you how to make an edible slime. You're going to need coconut oil, shown here, and you're going to need about 20 marshmallows, food coloring, pink or red, and cornstarch. What I don't show here is powdered sugar or icing sugar. I tried to make it without, but you'll see later on in the video I ended up eating it. So I'm doing this on the stove today. I'm sure you can do it in the microwave as well. So I took my 20 marshmallows, and it's really important that they're fresh. I have done this with marshmallows that were a little bit stale, and it does not work. So this is fresh out of the bag, 20 marshmallows, and just make sure you keep an eye on your marshmallows so that they don't burn. Put in, you can probably put the oil in right away just so it doesn't stick to the bottom. So I put in 2 tablespoons of oil. Coconut oil, that is, so it tastes delicious. Okay, so to make it look like bubblegum, you're gonna add either red or pink. I actually have both, so I thought I would try both. So I added red here at first, and I think that was about 5 drops. And then obviously there's a lot of white with all that marshmallow, so I added a little bit more, and this time I used pink just for fun. And also just to make sure it stayed true pink, just like bubblegum. It starts melting, it really doesn't take long, you guys. Just to keep it nice and smooth and a little bit more liquidy, I added 2 teaspoons of water. You might be able to get away without even doing that, but just to make sure that when we took it out, it didn't harden right away and it stayed nice and slimy. Okay, so we're pretty much done here, and obviously I've sort of fast forwarded this so you're not watching me stir forever, but it really doesn't take long. And in the meantime, you can get yourself a plate ready with cornstarch, like a 1/4 cup. I used a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and like I said, eventually I used icing sugar. So if you want to pour about a 1/4 cup of icing sugar on that plate as well, you can do that to get ready. So I took it off the stove, I let it cool down a bit so that when I play with it, it's not scorching hot, obviously. Here I am pouring a 1/4 cup of cornstarch on my plate. This is cooled down enough, it's not hard, it's still warm, but I was able to at least touch it. And like I said, I didn't put my icing sugar here. I tried to do it without because I just didn't want to add too much sugar, but that icing sugar proved to be quite important. So you can either mix it in with your cornstarch or do it like I did afterwards. Now, just to warn you, once you start doing this, it is a very, very, very sticky mess. So I'm just using my spatula here to try to get the marshmallow goop covered in the cornstarch, which is gonna help me stir it with my hands. I probably wish I would have done this a little bit longer, because now I start using my hands and it's extremely, extremely sticky. And it does end up working out, but it is pretty messy in the meantime. And I just used one hand for a while, and I wish I stuck with one hand, because you'll see it gets pretty messy. One thing that really helped out, again, if you want to prep this before you start getting into this gooey mess, is having a bowl of melted coconut oil. And this really kind of saved me at the end, because the oil really helped my fingers not stick to the marshmallow deliciousness. So at this point, I still have only used cornstarch, and I was like, hey, how about I start mixing with my other hand? And as soon as I did that, I was like, oh man, now it's stuck to both hands and it's still so sticky. And you can see that the potential is there, like it's coming along, but in the meantime, it's so sticky. So again, if you're ready to jump in like this, just make sure that you have everything ready to go. Because I actually needed a 3rd hand here to add some icing sugar, which again, proved to be important. In might not be too obvious, but that icing sugar did help it harden up and stick together a little bit more, so I can actually start peeling it off my fingers here. But I keep smothering it in that cornstarch and the icing sugar, and you're really starting to get a sense of this slime coming through now. And like I said before, just stay patient and, you know, don't eat too much of it in the meantime. And this is, I have a little plate here. This is where I'm going to put my coconut oil, and this is really what made the difference, you guys. So I'm going to take my big blob that's covered in cornstarch and icing sugar, and I'm going to dip it in that oil, and this is where it really starts to not only look like bubble gum, but it makes it a lot easier to play with. Look at that, doesn't that look amazing? And you can just, it's so smooth and so shiny and so slimy. And the best part is that this one actually is edible. So you can dig in there right after. And I wasn't really sure what it was gonna taste like with the cornstarch, but it actually still just tastes like marshmallow. And for all those that haven't ever tried coconut oil, super healthy for you, and it does have a nice flavor. So that won't, you know, make this taste yucky or anything. So it tastes exactly like marshmallows, and it looks like bubblegum. Here I am taking a big bite out of it just to show you guys that it is edible. I'm not personally a big fan of marshmallows, but this actually did taste really good. So I don't know if it was the coconut oil or what, but yum, it is edible and it is delicious. Since I had a lot of this slime, I thought I would try and see what happens if you stick it in an EOS container. So I thought the best part of this is what it looks like right here. Woo, except for that. So it just slipped out of my hand from all the coconut butter. But you screw the middle part on and it creates this cool shape. And I probably should have just stopped there because I actually think this was the coolest part ever. I added a little bit more on top of this, but I think you could get away without doing that and it would look good, right? So smush, 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 and then I ended up putting it in the freezer maybe for about 20 minutes just to make sure it was extra hard, because I tried it once after 5 and it wasn't hard enough, and obviously it just twisted the marshmallow right off the lid. So keep it in there long enough, and when I took it out, it actually still was soft enough that you could bite it or play with it or whatever have you. Thanks so much for watching this video, everyone. Make sure you guys comment, share, and like, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks.